Good morning and welcome to Temps Engineering Podcast. This is a podcast where we meet real life inventors, builders and problem solvers who are making the world a better place, one idea at a time. My name is Alex and I'm a divisional manager here at Temps. I assist companies with finding fantastic engineers to join their workforce. And today we have the pleasure of speaking to Hollie Cook, a hire apprentice engineer at Thames Water. Today we'll hear how Hollie got started, why she finds engineering so exciting, and what a typical day looks like for Hollie. So welcome, Hollie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yes, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to come on. So we'll get started. First of all, what type of engineer are you? And what do you make, build, design that we might know of?
Yeah, so I'm a mechanical engineer working in the Thames Water design department.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't typically know or have seen something that I've worked on, but currently, or at least so far, I've been working mostly on pump systems.
Okay.
So any water that comes out of your tap, if you live in London or the Thames Valley, could have been touched by a pump that I've chosen. But there is it's a very, very big department. There's a lot of people.
Imagine.
There's
Yeah.
so many different teams.
Yeah.
So there's so much work that go into choosing everything.
Yeah. How many? Roughly how many would you say is in that department? Rough
Within my department, within mechanical engineering ourselves,
Yeah.
there's probably about
Yeah.
15 of us-ish.
Right, okay,
The
yeah.
numbers fluctuate quite a bit. We have people
Got you.
come in and come out, and
Yeah.
people jump around within the business as well.
Got you.
But then each project we have mechanical, electrical, ICA, civil, process, environmental. So there's a person from any side of it that comes in
Yeah.
and we'll work together on this.
Right, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And going back then to the right start, what did you want to be when you were a girl? Is this something that you would imagine
No,
that you would have been?
not at all. No, I actually had no idea.
No.
Up until I was about 14, 15, I couldn't, whenever people asked me, I just went, I don't really know.
Sure, yeah.
I wasn't sure. I never had like the big whole dream of this is what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah.
I wasn't really, like I had hobbies and I had things I was interested in, but I never
Yeah.
had like a career role that I wanted to do.
No. So what was your favourite subject at school, at secondary school?
I did wood tech and I really liked that.
Okay, wood tech. I remember wood tech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked always been like kind of good with my hands, like doing DIY and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So wood tech kind of went into that.
Yeah,
and then I never would have admitted it, but I did enjoy maths. Everyone else would lie and say I hated it, but I did like it quite a bit.
Yeah. I wish I enjoyed
A-levels as well. So
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I wish I enjoyed maths. And I wish I was good at maths actually. So it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So A-levels then. What did you study at A-level?
Yeah, I studied
maths.
A-level maths, and then I did a Cambridge Technical in mechanical engineering and design.
Okay.
So it's a different qualification to A-level or B-Tech, but it's equivalent to 2 A-levels.
Right, okay. I'm with you.
I went to a university technical college that does like year 9 to year 13.
Yeah, okay.
I was only there for my A-levels, but they offer different courses because they specialised in engineering.
Right, okay. I'm with you. So why did you decide to become a mechanical engineer?
I did a GCSE, I did English language.
Okay.
Which is an additional one which your school can choose whether you do. And they decided that the entire year group would do it.
Right.
And the whole thing of that is that you have to talk for a certain amount of time about any topic you want. And my school decided that we had to talk about our future careers. So then I was panicking, going, I don't even know what I want to do. And I've got to talk for half an hour about a career.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I went, well, I really like cars.
Yeah.
I like working with my hands. Engineering, that seems like it might be a good choice to go down. So I've spoke about doing like automotive engineering and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, do you know what, this seems like it might be quite a good career to go into. So I went into engineering in college and I loved it. Yeah. And then I just happened to be in the water side, which is completely different than what I imagined.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
so
it's great.
Well, it's so good that you enjoy it. So when you finished college then, talk me through what happened next.
So while I was still doing my A-levels, I applied for the apprenticeship scheme with Thames Water. I applied at loads of places. Trying to get a kind of a foot in different places and see where I'd like to go.
Yeah.
And this apprenticeship that I do, they pay for my degree. So I do 4 days a week working and then 1 day at uni.
Yeah, fantastic opportunity.
I'm just got into my 4th year, so it's my dissertation year this year.
Wow, big year then for you. So do you actually have any role models that helped you see that girls can be amazing engineers too? Was there anyone that you kind of looked at and thought, yeah, that might be the reason why I want to get into what I do? Or no? Just fell into it. No, not a problem.
I didn't have anyone in my at least not women in my family that did engineering.
Yeah.
Yes. No one that close to me. And it was just, I grew up with 3 older brothers. So whatever they did, I also did.
Yeah,
so it was never really a question of like, I'm different in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Were there any challenges that you faced as a girl in engineering? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so within my course, for the first 2 years, I was the only girl in my class at university.
Okay. Yeah.
And it wasn't a very big class. It was about 35 of us, but I'm still kind of the only girl, so I'm a bit on the outside. You tend to...
bit daunting.
If there was a few of you, you wouldn't really notice it. Because I was the only one, I kind of was stuck out.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to like the course leaders picking who would be the class rep, everybody instantly looked at me. I was like, I don't want to do that.
No, not me. Please don't pick me.
How's this? But realistically, I work with such lovely people.
Yeah.
And we, especially at Thames, or at least in my department, we value everybody's opinions and we try to make our workforce as diverse as possible. So there are a few women in my team.
Yeah.
And you tend not to focus on it, I guess.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are times when you do notice that you're the only one, or sometimes I won't be as vocal or as loud as other people in the room.
Yeah.
But it's all about making sure that you know that you're supposed to be there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that you do put in the ideas you want to.
Yeah, just as much as everybody else. Yeah, absolutely. So you say that you're going into your 4th year.
Yes.
Is that your final year, or have you got, what happens next?
So after I finish my degree, I have to do a endpoint assessment, which is just it's like a professional discussion with some PhD professors to make sure that I've actually done my apprenticeship properly.
Yeah. And you know what you're talking about.
To prove that I actually did it and I focused and that it was worth all of this government funding, I guess. And so I have about half a year to a year to do that. Right, but that all depends on how quickly I can get it done.
Yeah.
And then I'll be working full-time as an engineer, which is great.
Yeah, fantastic. Congratulations. So that'll be sort of 5 days a week.
Yes.
Instead of you going to uni. So so obviously you've got your dissertation and then your endpoint assessment. Is that all going to be happening in the space of sort of next year, or?
It'd be about a year and a half.
About a year and a half, and then you're fully...
Probably around January, February of 27.
Okay.
That'll be done.
Exciting. Yeah. Yes. Fantastic. Bear with me 1 second. So what is the magic of engineering? How would you describe it to a young girl who thinks this might be a career that she'd want to get into?
Yeah, it's the way that I have described it before to people. It's the chance to see everything from like the other side, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
So you have everybody lives there every day, and you turn on your taps, and this could be very Thames Water based, but you turn on your taps, flush the toilet, you have a shower. No one really questions where any of that comes from.
No.
And like I get to
work. It's there, isn't it?
Yeah. You expect it to turn up and you expect it to be there, and it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least 99% of the time.
Absolutely.
And it's a chance to see like the pure like chaos that's behind the scenes of how everything works. Yeah. Because we have about 7,000 employees. We have over 400 sewage treatment sites or pumping stations. That's without the clean water side. Like the scale of this industry is absolutely huge. And you get to be a small part, but a part in improving it and making it work yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's great to be able to actually see like the stuff that you're working on.
Yeah.
You have the chance to actually see that in real life and being used and helping people.
Yeah, and make that difference, I suppose. Is there any challenges along the way or any parts of the job that you dislike?
I think within my role itself, there's quite a bit of travel, which is kind of hard because we cover such a large area. You could be doing projects anywhere because I work on the entire system itself. I don't just do, say, London or somewhere else. My project can be anywhere. I typically do get to do ones that are a bit closer to home just so that I'm not going too far.
Traveling all the time,
But there is a chance that you may have to travel a little bit, or may have to go to a sewage treatment site, which isn't very glamorous.
I can
No, you do tend to get used to it, but enough that it becomes part of your routine.
Becomes the norm. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of like maths and physics in what I do, and like you start to understand, and you learn all the things you need to for your role. And you kind of forget that that's actually what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it can be quite hard on the university side, actually learning and doing all of that in the first place.
Yeah, okay.
But then, of course, that happens with any degree or any career, I guess.
Yeah, got you. So we've talked about the challenges and maybe the dislikes. What do you love most about your job?
I like how different it is. Yeah. So every day, well, maybe not every day, but I'll be working on multiple projects at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then every few months, once I've finished the project, I'll get something brand new in. And it's a lot of my work is investigating and finding things and figuring out the problem. So it's like I'm solving puzzles every day. And
I'm guessing every day is a different day.
Yeah, it is. It can be. I mean, every day can be the exact same.
Yeah.
But there are more than most is like a wide variety of, you could really be working on anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So how do you feel the industry is changing for women, and where do you think it needs to be to grow, to obviously get more women involved in getting into engineering?
I think it has to start from schools and colleges. It needs to start a bit earlier, and especially things like this are great. Being able to actually go to and talk to younger women who probably didn't even consider it.
Yeah, getting awareness out there, isn't it?
Exactly.
And we've recently published a book.
There are so many women that work within engineering.
Yeah.
There are absolutely loads. I've met so many incredible women since I've been in the industry. But it's one of those things where you're quite on the outside when you're in school. You don't know of any of these people, and you don't tend to find that this stuff is pushed towards girls. You have a lot of people that have that older mindset of that they can't, I guess. And it's up to themselves to really want to, and then to find it, which is a lot harder than showing them it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And what would you tell girls that are super curious about building things and making cool stuff, but don't know where to start?
I'd say, at least for me, when I was younger and wanting to get into this kind of thing, I was helping out with things around the house. I was helping do all of, like, if anyone was doing any DIY, I was there. I was helping.
Yeah.
But for anyone who's starting out and trying to get interested in all this, there's lots of information online, and there's lots of things that you can get. Like, you can get kits where you build things and that kind of stuff. There's lots of things that are quite fun that you can do before you actually go into this kind of career.
Yeah. So you know that it's going to be something that, you've got to be fully 100%, haven't you?
And I mean, my role, at least, I don't do any physical, actual hand-on building of things. All mine's theoretical, and it's writing all the reports and that kind of thing. There's lots of different sides to it, and I think it's important to actually try and get yourself involved in something that's happening around you.
Yeah.
If that is an option, at least.
Yeah.
And I would look into, there's engineering colleges all over the country, and I would definitely recommend even just going and speaking to them.
Researching. There's open days nowadays. There are lots of information out there on website.
Yeah, because I was lucky to find my college. Yeah. I just happened to stumble across them somewhere, and it was about 50 minutes, an hour from where I lived, but it was worth the journey to get that insight and that specialist learning earlier on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think apprenticeships as well. Apprenticeships are the way forward for young people.
I couldn't agree more. I love the apprenticeship route. I think it's great. It may take me 2 extra years to do my degree, but I don't
you're
have any
actually on the job. Yeah.
And I have 5 years experience and I'm being paid a wage.
Exactly.
And I'm working and I've got all of this actual experience in a workplace, let alone in an engineering workplace.
Yeah, absolutely. How does your work in engineering make a difference to the world? Now, I know we've kind of touched on this because of what you do and what you design, but if we could just go into a little bit more detail on that.
Yeah. So most of my projects have been on the clean water side, so getting water to people's taps and to people's houses. It's mostly been on pumping systems. So a lot of what I've been doing is you're getting one that's starting to break, and I'm looking at replacing it before that actually happens.
Right. Okay.
So it's one of those behind the scenes things where it's not something's gone wrong and I've fixed it. I'm trying to fix it before it goes wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're such a big business, and we're the politics within the water industry currently is a bit iffy. We're definitely trying our best to make sure that not everything breaks all the time.
Yeah.
And there is so much
start. Isn't it? Yeah, I can imagine.
There's so much work to do. Yeah. And there's so many people behind the scenes who are dedicating every day and working so hard to making sure that everybody has water.
Yeah.
Because it is an essential service. You can't live without it.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
We have to provide that for our customers because it's just
like I think I know what you're trying to say. Yeah.
The words.
No, absolutely. And like you say, we can't live without it, and that's how it's making difference to that. Answers the question, doesn't it? Does it make a difference to the world, or what difference does it make to the world? We have to have it.
And with us, we do a lot of work with Water Aid, and we do a lot of fundraising and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we do have employees that go over. Currently, we had some that went to Madagascar last year.
Oh, wow.
To help build infrastructure to try and make it so that they can store water safely and that we can teach them how to use what we give them. You can't, of course, you could go anywhere and you could build a bunch of tanks and a bunch of pumps, but that isn't solving the problem. You're just throwing money at it. We are focusing on sending people to actually make sure that we can educate and get these systems running. In majority of the time it's in schools.
Yeah.
So that they can look after it themselves and it becomes part of the community, I guess. And it's an incredible thing that we're able to do.
Absolutely.
I'd love
a fantastic opportunity and to help people. Do you think you'll ever get to go?
It's quite rare, but you never know, maybe.
You never know, absolutely. And when did you say that was?
It's been within the last year.
Yeah, no, what a fantastic thing to be able to do. And like you say, to make that difference. That leads me on quite nicely to my next question. So can you share a project that you've worked on that you're especially proud of that we wouldn't realise is in everyday life?
Yeah. So one of my most exciting projects, I worked on it for about 6 months, actually on a site. So I was able to do a placement year with an operations department. And it was at a sewage treatment site in East London. And I spent a large chunk of time getting this all ready. And we actually got a piece of equipment delivered from Germany, which had never been used before in Thames. And I trialled it for a couple of weeks where we put it into the system. And I took samples every day of the end product, which is called cake. So I took samples of cake every day, 9 times a day. I weighed it out and I did all the experiments on it, and I was able to essentially, this is a piece of equipment that could save millions of pounds a year in chemical usage and in storage and in transportation. It's absolutely incredible. So I was able to do that and then write up the full report showing my findings.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that will come into effect and actually coming full time to 3 of the biggest sites we have within the business, and I think the biggest site in the UK.
Wow. So that's
pretty
amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible to be able to work on something like that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it takes a while for a big project like this to come to trial and then for it to actually come into effect full time.
Yeah.
But hopefully it will happen. We're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was
And
amazing.
I can imagine. So during that time, was there any challenges that you faced?
Yeah, we had quite a few challenges getting the equipment here.
Yeah.
At the time, we tried to transport it over. It was in a big shipping container on the back of a lorry,
Mhm.
and it
Mhm.
had to drive from Germany to London. And there was farmer strikes in Germany, which delayed it by a week.
Lots of
And
obstacles in your way. I can. Yeah.
and then when it actually arrived on site, people were missing, so it couldn't be moved. And
Mhm.
there was just a bunch of things actually getting up and running, which we had
Yeah.
to think quickly and change.
Yeah.
But after we actually got it running, everything went quite smoothly, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course,
Absolutely.
it's a site that works 24/7 every single day. There is no
Yeah.
downtime.
Yeah.
You are treating sewage constantly,
Yeah.
and it's a very big site. So if you're going to bring something in and trial it, it has to work. You can't have the site go down.
No, it's not an
So a lot
option.
of pressure,
Yeah, I can
in getting this
imagine. Yeah.
working and not upsetting the usual running of the site.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
were able to, which is
Oh,
it
good.
was amazing. Yeah, it was great.
Good. Why do you think then it's important to have more girls in engineering in the future?
I think it's such a fulfilling career, like it's a thing that's never going to change. We're always going to need engineers. There's going to be, in the next 10 years, drastic shortage of engineers
Yeah.
based on the way that the world is going and how much is going to be built purely because of the population size.
Yeah.
Like infrastructure is going to have to increase tenfold, and having different people working on teams and having that diversity of thought, whether it's men or women or whether it's your
Yeah.
race or your sexuality or anything like that, having different people actually around allows you to work better
Yeah.
because you have the people checking. If you have people that are all the same, they all tend to think the same and they all think each other's ideas are great. And
Yeah.
then things go ahead and problems come up that you wouldn't have thought of, but maybe I would have.
Yeah.
And it's so important to have just that diversity of
Diversity.
how
Yeah.
everybody is
Absolutely.
thinking
Yeah.
so that we can all work together and get everything thought of before so that you
Yeah.
don't have any problems come up. And I mean, they still can,
Yeah.
but I think differently to how my manager thinks, and he thinks differently to how my other colleague thinks. So having us all work together allows us to create this
Yeah.
rounded out and much more thought out project in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I believe, that's what you need in engineering. You need lots of different ideas and to sit around a table and to say, right, this
Yeah,
works well, this might not work, but let's do this. I can imagine that's kind of the beauty of engineering.
exactly. Yeah. Everyone has such different experiences in their lives that they
Yeah.
all think of different things that might happen.
Yeah.
And we all have a
Absolutely.
different way of thought and a different ideas.
Yeah.
It's important that we do get everybody in the room in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. To get involved.
Yeah.
And you touched on needing more engineers in the future. I think it starts from, and this is the whole point, well, we're doing this project, we're trying to get young people,
Yeah.
girls in particular, to want this to be a career path. And it's
Mm.
making sure that there's awareness out there, isn't there?
Exactly.
So, that it is an option for people and it is a good career path to go down. And, hence why we're doing the podcast. And we've got
Mm.
published a book, Girls Can Engineer, that has gone out to primary schools across the
Great.
country with lots of different pictures and stories. And, the idea is to try and encourage young people and
Yeah.
young girls to get into the industry. So thank you for that. So what would you say if someone said that engineering was just for boys? What would you tell them?
Oh, sorry. I was kind of hoping you wasn't going to ask this question because what I would say to them isn't exactly PG or for me to be saying.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there a PG? Is there a PG version of putting it?
yes. It's one of those situations where it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
And people don't typically say it out loud. It's more subtle comments and remarks
Yeah, I
that
see
get
what you mean.
filtered
Yeah.
into everyday life that you tend to just go, oh, well, that's the norm. Like no one really notices it.
Yeah.
And then once you actually break through into something like that, you tend to see them more.
Yeah.
But people who have that closed off mindset, they don't deserve your time or your thoughts or even a response, because nothing you can say will change their mind. They're set in their ways. They have their ideas and they're wrong. And as much as you could go and you could tell them all the amazing things that you do and you could say all the engineering things that you've done, they still won't change their mind.
Yeah.
And spending so much time worrying and thinking about these people just isn't worth it in a sense, because it hurts you a lot more than it's ever going to bother them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say you have to like rise above it and be the better person, but in a sense you can't change how they act. You can only control what you do.
Maybe just prove them wrong.
Essentially, yeah.
Prove them wrong.
Yeah, if you get out there and you do the job, you know what you're doing and you know that you can, and that's enough for yourself. You don't have to have their approval or have their thoughts about it, because realistically, who are they?
Yeah.
You don't have to have them in your life, or you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to be around people who think like that.
No.
And if there are people in the workplace who are saying things like that, then it's always important to speak out to manager or people above you, because that kind of mindset isn't valuable in any workplace.
No, absolutely. And just create more awareness.
Yeah.
To young people and to those themselves that think that way. Create more awareness, prove them wrong. And eventually, hopefully, that sort of mindset over time will change.
Tend to find it a lot less.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too much. I've never experienced it in the workplace, at least.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Great. Yeah. But you do tend to find people have certain assumptions about you, certain opinions about you before you even do anything. Yeah. But then that is the same with any characteristic you have, whether that's that you're a woman or it's your background or it's the way that you look. Like, everybody always has their biases.
Yeah.
And you can't change theirs, but you can do the work that you want to do and you can do the career that you want to do.
And be who you want to be. Yeah.
And do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so 10 years from now, or even 5 years, let's say 5 years, 10 years, where do you see yourself within the industry?
Well, I'd like to have done my master's.
Yeah.
Sort of up in air, because the rules around the apprenticeships are changing with the government and all that kind of stuff.
Right, okay.
I'd like to have done, I hope I've done my master's.
Fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, I hope so. And then I could be anywhere, really. You tend to find that within the water industry, everybody shuffles around all the companies.
Yeah, and you stay within that industry, but...
Yeah, you stay within the industry, but you end up doing so many different roles, so many different companies. You could be doing consultancy, or you could be doing stuff actually on site, or you work in a different water company. There's so many different roles and things you can do within, not just within Thames, within the water industry, within engineering in general. You could be in a different industry.
Yeah, the world's your oyster.
I think I'll stay in the water industry. I hope so.
Yeah, you enjoy it.
Exactly, yeah.
There's always going to be the work there as well. We're always going to need water. We need water to survive, don't we? So that's
I'm never going to out of a job, which is great.
Exactly, which is a good bonus.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have a solid thought-out plan.
No.
But we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
With all the companies, and see what happens in my life, and then just hope it goes well.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So, how does being an engineer help you do cool things outside of work in your everyday life?
I tend to find that I spot things that other people haven't.
Yeah, attention to detail.
More in a sense of, I'll be flying back into London and I'll point out all of the sewage treatment works I can see from the sky.
Well, not a lot of people can say that, so...
Yeah, and I know so much. Not? I know so much about the history of the water industry that I'm great at a quiz, because a question like that always comes up.
Yeah.
But you tend to find that I see things as I walk around and I'm like, I know exactly what that's for.
Mm-hmm.
And I know where that's come from and I know why it's there.
Yeah.
And I bore all of my friends talking about it.
Yeah.
You do end up...
you're passionate about what you do, and that's a really positive thing, and you need to shout about it.
And educating and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then also just the skills that I've learned have helped me do so much around my house. Mm-hmm. I'm now the go-to handyman for my house right now.
Yeah.
So I'm fixing door frames and painting walls and doing all this kind of stuff. And whenever someone has a complaint about their water bill, they ask me, even though I'm not part of that side. But
I can imagine them all just queuing up outside your door asking your neighbours. Yeah, funny. But okay, cool. And is there anything else that you would like to add? Anything else you'd like to say on this podcast today? I think we've covered a lot, but is there anything else you want to add to sort of, or a message to young girls, young people looking to get into engineering?
I'd say as like a second message to young people in engineering, it's a sense of you need to find the side that you like, and it takes a few tries. I almost did electrical engineering, and I'm so happy that I didn't, because that is not me at all. I have to do electrical units for my mechanical engineering, and those are very hard. But then some people might like that side.
Yeah.
And it's all about finding the exact niche that you want.
Yeah.
And then just going with it, because realistically, within Thames, you could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
We have entire departments dedicated to improving the environment and making sure that in every project I do, I'm not destroying habitats and that I'm building them and that we are keeping everything safe for the future generations. So there is literally absolutely anything that you could think of, there is to work in and to do.
Yeah.
So it's all about finding what you enjoy and then just going for it. Because at the end of the day, you have to live your life.
Yeah.
And there's no point of in 10, 15 years going, oh, I maybe wished I could have done that.
Yeah, I should have done what could have been. Yeah, live life with no regret.
And if you don't like it, then change.
Do something else. Yeah.
You don't have to pick something and then stick with it forever.
No.
There is none of that pressure.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, really.
Yeah.
And it's important that you just stick to yourself and that you at least give things a go. And if you hate it, then you're gonna have to do it over again.
Yeah. But at least you know, at least you tried. Yeah. Yeah.
And if it does ever get to the point where 10, 15 years you think maybe I should have tried that, you can still do it. There is nobody stopping you from doing it at any point in your career or any point in your life.
Yeah.
Trying it out. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Big thank you to Hollie from Thames Water for joining Attempts Engineering podcast and for helping us inspire the next generation. Your story demonstrates that engineering is not only an achievable path for young people, but it's also an inspiring and a rewarding one. So again, thank you so much, Hollie, and the best of luck in the future for you. And good luck on your final year of your degree. It's degree? Yeah, degree. And fingers crossed on your masters as well. I hope you can go on and pursue that. Lovely to meet you. All right. Thank you so much. And take care.